The president also saying that he's ready to take action on the New York Times and wants his attorney general to investigate. The RealClearPolitics co-founder Tom Bevan. Is this going to amount to much, Tom? Obviously, he is still trying to root out who was behind that. But now to get his attorney general involved, what do you think?
Well, it's striking. I mean, the one thing, Lindsey Graham said he had talked to Trump and that Trump was still very upset, livid over this article. Graham advised him to move on, and Trump's response was he's got to fight back. He's got to punch back. I'm not sure this is the right move. This may just be a suggestion that he's throwing out there. I'm not sure he's going to follow through on it, because I think if he did follow through on it, we'd see a whole other round of stories about this is abuse of power, et cetera, et cetera. And that really, I think, would distract and prolong the story, which I don't think Trump wants to do. I mean, we just had great economic news today. Trump can talk about job growth. He can talk about wage gains. He can talk about all these things. And here we are 60 days from the election. Instead, he's talking about having his attorney general investigate this leaker, this author, and potentially taking action against the New York Times. That's a bit of a distraction, I think, for Trump.
Tom, what does a senior administration official mean to you? Some have interpreted that to mean a cabinet official. Virtually the entire cabinet, man and woman alike, has come out to say, no, it's not me, it's not me, it's not me. So could it be just below cabinet level? What is your understanding?
I mean, that's part of the problem, is that it could mean a lot of things. I mean, the amount of people that could be contained under the heading of senior administration official could be in the hundreds. So it's not obvious who this person is. It could actually be someone who's very, very senior. It could be someone who isn't very senior and is sort of portraying themselves as more senior than they are. So I think that's part of the problem with the characterization of this individual by the New York Times, and why folks, I think, on the right and the left have been critical of the New York Times for publishing this as an anonymous opinion piece.
You know, his predecessor, Barack Obama, is speaking at the University of Illinois today, and in a very oblique reference to Donald Trump, said that sometimes it comes from people talking about changes who are afraid of change, but more often it's manufactured by the powerful who want to keep us angry because it lets them keep their power and privilege. And you happen to be coming of age during one of the moments. It did not start with Trump. He is a symptom. He is not the cause. What do you make of that?
Well, this is Obama actually, for the first time, really notably engaging in the elections and in the quote-unquote resistance. I mean, this is something Democrats have been clamoring for him to do. He's resisted it to this point, but now he's fully engaged. And look, this is a man in Donald Trump who has erased a lot of Obama's legacy. So I think Obama, this fight has now become pretty personal for him. And he's going to try and turn Democrats out to vote and encourage them, to get to the polls in November. We'll see what happens. I mean, Obama has famously done that before. He was able to do it when he was on the ballot. Exactly. But in 2010 and 2014, he campaigned as hard as Donald Trump is campaigning right now, and to no effect. So we'll see what happens, whether Obama's as much of a boon for the Democrats as they think he's going to be.
You know, if you're Donald Trump, you can say, welcome, I've sucked you into my lair. And back and forth they go.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Tom, thank you very, very much.